Hello everyone. Um so people around me, Mama Lumpy, a lot of people she works with and stuff like that tell me I'm a pretty good person to take tips with, and I just turned off my fan, don't worry about that. So I actually wrote down a list of tips to give to first time cruisers, and basically here we go. Before we get started, I would like to say, if you like the contents of this video and you like the tips that I've given out, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you have any tips yourself, please put them down in the comment section. I would love to hear them and love to share them out, maybe in tips number 2 video, if I get down to making it. Okay. Alright. And this is just important just in case of things that may happen in ports and stuff like that. But make copies of your ID. Okay, somewhere where it can be, like, say, put it in the safe, something where someone can show, hey, this is this person, this is their copies of their IDs. Make copies of your IDs and take them with you. You don't have to make a whole bunch of copies, but do make copies for everyone that is going, say, in your group, or if you're a couple, make copies of you guys, kids, and any IDs that you are taking on this cruise. Make sure to take copies of. The reason for this is, like I just said, things can happen at port. Random mistake, you get held back for some odd reason. Multiple things can happen. Not saying they will happen, but they can happen. So it's good to have copies of your ID confirming that you are who you say you are. Okay, for our next tip. Every cruise line has one now. It's 2024 at the time of this recording. So everybody has them now. Everybody has cell phones, okay? Especially smartphones, stuff like that. Download the cruise lines app, especially the ones they use for the cruise. Okay, me personally, like, the next cruise we're going on is a Carnival cruise. So, and luckily the last cruise we went on was also a Carnival cruise. But honestly, schedules, the cruise ship schedules, and those things do not require any internet at all most of the time on the ship. Like, you don't have to use internet to use most ships' cruise lines, and they are updated pretty well. Most cruise lines keep a good schedule on their apps. I would definitely recommend holding on to their apps when you go on your cruise. Definitely download the cruise lines app. It is such a helpful thing. Honestly, you can see where everything's going. If there's changes in the schedule, it will appear on the app, especially in their schedule. Yeah, download the app. Okay, trust me, it will save you so much time. Okay, if the recent I don't know if I can say this word on YouTube, but sickness that went out and scared the living crap out of everybody because we died like a whole bunch, hasn't scared you enough to bring these on a cruise. And I'm not saying you need them on a cruise. Most of the time you don't. But just in case sickness does start on a cruise ship, remember, you are there will be times that you're basically stuck on the ship with that cruise. There are sea days. Bring face mask. Bring face masks. You don't have to bring a whole bunch. Just bring enough face masks just in case sickness happens to go down on the ship. That disease that we can't say on YouTube is still out there and is still multiplying. And there's other things out there, especially in other countries, that you can catch and that you or anybody else can catch while on a cruise. Don't think you can't. Trust me, me personally, way like early 2000s, even caught like a cold on the ship. I'm not saying you have to wear them all the time, but do bring face masks just in case you have to wear them. Most of the time the cruise line will provide, but everybody has their own kind of face mask they kind of feel at least comfortable ish with. So bring just to be cautious. Bring face mask. They're really easy to get, easy to put in your bag. Just just to be safe. It's better to be safe than sorry. Okay, for our next tip, bring. Okay, remember you're going on a cruise, and yes, most cruise line. I mean, all most cruise lines I've ever been on have at least some kind of clothes cleaning uh way. Either it's through dry cleaning, or some ships do actually have like small laundry mats on them. But I'm going to tell you this. I would tell you to bring enough clothes for at least however long, if not maybe a couple days longer on your trip. But bring laundry bags, because remember your dirty clothes are going to go back into your suitcase with your clean clothes. If anything is clean, okay, bring something to put your dirty clothes in. I'm not saying your trash and stuff like that, but I'm bring like two at least laundry bags in your bag. Okay, you want them. You'll even if they're just two garbage bags that you grab from the box before you left home and you put them in your bag. Put that in your bag. You never know when you're going to be having something wet or something that you don't necessarily want to be around your other stuff, or at least not have some kind of layer against it. Okay, trust me, I would definitely say bring. And it's an old like Boy Scout trick, but it has helped so much in the past, especially on cruises. Bring at least like two like plastic garbage bags. You never know when they might come in use. Okay, sometimes they don't, but a lot of times they do. Me personally, I definitely use them just to put my dirty clothes in, or clothes that clothes that ain't gonna get. Yeah, just basically my dirty clothes is mostly going in. Sometimes snorkeling equipment that also goes into it, which I don't really want to go into my bag, even though I've let them dry out and stuff like that. You never know. So bring 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 some plastic garbage bags, okay? Trust me, it will save. It will. You never know when you might need them, and it will save you when you do need them. Okay, this one is a very, very, very important tip, and I've seen this in action when people don't do this and they get stuck. Not stuck per se, but they are out of access, say, to their cards and stuff like that. But inform your bank and or your credit card companies that you are about to leave the country. You will be outside of the country, because when you start spending, say, your cards outside the country, your bank and your credit card companies are going to think, "Oh shit! Well, they got robbed. Let's just freeze the account until we can get in touch with them." And then you're going to be stuck on vacation, and one or two of your major sources of spending money is now gone. Inform the companies. Give like maybe a week or two before you go on your trip. Inform your financial companies, your bank, your credit cards, whatever you're going to use on the trip, in terms of a plastic little card. Please inform them that you will be outside of the country, and that will be you spending that money. If not, they will freeze your account. I've seen it happen to multiple people, and trying to call a credit card company internationally wasn't an easy task for them to do. So please inform whatever company you need to inform that you are leaving outside the country, so they don't freeze your accounts. They don't freeze your accounts or think that somebody stole your cards. Just inform them. It doesn't even have to be like, don't do it that day before. I would say, but I would say at least a week at least a week before you go on your trip. Definitely inform your companies, your financial companies, that you are leaving the country. Okay, so the next tips are kind of like, people's gonna have different opinion about this. These are my own personal ones. I always believe that you should bring at least some cash with you on a trip. Um, More because not everybody takes cards or checks, and some people take cash. Um, if you're saving up money for, say, you save up for over a year and stuff like that, and you got like hundreds and stuff like that, I would say mostly try to keep the 20s is the stuff you know 20s and below is the stuff you take off the ship with you, and anything hundreds above, you should put that into your ship, your ship spending money or your ship credit, which you can do at any guest services on any ship I've ever seen ever in my life. Ships love to say, yeah, guest services, we'll take your money, but they will give it back if you still have some left in it. Don't worry about it. But definitely, like, if it's hundreds, if you got like a whole bunch of hundreds and stuff like that, if you can, try to divide that into hundreds and twenties. Okay, 20s is the stuff you take off the ship. Hundreds is the stuff you put into the ship if you go into the ship's credit line, into your ship's credit line. So, but it's always good to have. It's always good to have spare cash. Not everybody takes. I'm not saying take hundreds of dollars with you off the ship, but if you take 120s, I think you'll be fine if you're going to take that much. But that's personal opinion. That's how I like to do it. Some people might disagree and be like, "Oh, cash only. I mean, card only, card only." But that's Lumpy's. That's Lumpy Shinobi's personal opinion on what to do about that. So take that as you will. Okay, here's another thing. If you're not taking, say, if you decided just to get off the ship and just roam around, but you decide to take a taxi, please ask every driver what their charges are before you get into the car. Okay? Before you get into the car. Some people have a flat rate. Some people have a charge as you go rate. Okay, you don't know until you get in, and also usually it does say it on the sides, but some people will be rushing and won't be reading what's on their side, and then the driver will overcharge you, to put it nicely. So yeah, before you get in that car, always ask a taxi driver what their charges are. Okay, once again, this is a little personal opinion. Not everybody takes taxis, but no, I personally I don't mind taking a taxi every now and again if I just want to explore around and stuff like that on my own. Okay. Okay. This is not a personal opinion. This is just an actual opinion. Every ship, and there's never been a cruise line. Every ship that you are on, okay, that you go on, sticks to the timeline or the time zone of their port. Say, for example, if you leave out of Miami, you're leaving at the Eastern Standard Time. So say it's 1 o'clock in Miami, even if you're, say, in Carousel, you're still, by ship time, you're still in Miami time. Okay? Always keep your watches set to that, because that's when the ship will leave, not local time. Ship time, or the port that you leave out of time. Always set your watches, including your cell phone watches, to the time of the port that you leave out of. Okay, so if you're leaving out of LA, you're leaving out Pacific Standard Time. You're leaving out of Miami, you're leaving out of Eastern Standard Time. You're leaving out of New York, same, Eastern Standard Time. That's this time the ship will be on. Okay, when it says it's 5:30 for dinner, it's 5:30 Eastern Standard Time for dinner. Okay, always set your watches to your port of call's time zone. Okay? Trust me. It'll save you a lot of effort down the line. And not being late for ship, and not being one of them videos of you being late for ship, running down the running down the port going, I'm not gonna make it. You don't want to be in one of those. Trust me. You don't want to be in one of those. Okay. Okay. This is a personal opinion, but I feel like if you are a first time cruiser, never been on a cruise before, ever, I would say definitely, unless you are like with a group and they're, your friend is an experienced person and they know what they do and they've been here before. If you are by yourself, or you're a couple by yourself, or you're a family by that are doing a first time cruise together, please, while there is excursions out there for that are not handled by the cruise lines and they are pretty good, I would say at least for your first time, go on a cruise that is like shown by your cruise line. At least for your first time cruise. A lot of people would differ on that, but I feel like it's a good opening experience for excursions if you do it through the cruise. Okay, now it might not always be the best excursion ever, but it's just easier to handle. You don't have to really dig up you don't have to dig up these separate excursions like some of the more experienced cruisers do. If somebody in your group is an experienced cruiser and they know what they're doing, then that's fine. But I'm saying if you're like first time going on a cruise, either by yourself, with couple, with family, and all y'all by yourself, definitely. I mean, not all by yourself. Is all y'all first time? Definitely do it through the cruise line first. Okay, even if somebody tells you if they're not going with you, just do it through the cruise line first. Okay, just do it through the cruise line. Yeah. Just saying. Just saying. All right. This should be, you would think, oh, well, why don't everybody does this? But some people do not fully tag their baggage. Okay. And when I mean baggage, I mean everything from the stuff that, from your regular baggage to your, I forgot what I personally call it a day bag. It's basically the bag I carry onto the ship with me. It usually has IDs and stuff like that, and so on and so forth. But even that bag is tagged and at least has my full name and phone number on where to contact me in case you find that bag. Okay? Some people don't do it. Some people, and I'm talking everything from backpacks to purses, tag every single bag. It might seem like a waste. It might seem like it's in your way. But in case that does get lost, you want somebody to be able to find it and locate it back to you. Obviously, we live in the age of Apple AirTags. I will put those on it if you choose to use those. But I would also have, even with the AirTag, I would have a fully like written out. They sell tags like up in Walmart and a whole bunch of other places, Target. Definitely tag all your luggage with at least a first name and a phone number. Okay, you can go even further and tag your address in case you want to be mailed back to you, depending. Okay, that is up to you, but do tag with at least your name and phone number on every single bag that you have, including if you are carrying it onto the ship yourself. You never know. You never know. Trust me. Things can get lost super fast, especially with all that chaos that is going around you when people are going onto a ship. You want that bag tag. It could get lost very, very easily. So please tag your bags. And lastly, well, this is a personal one, me especially, but I like to plan my cruise out over at least the course of a year. One, it gives me enough time to pay for it, and I can enjoy a 7 day trip. And two, plan, planning your cruise out is great. You can see what excursions you're gonna go on. You can prepare for them. You can also see if you just want to just chill on the beach and drink yourself stupid. All right, at least plan how to get out of there and walk away when you can barely walk from drinking yourself stupid. Yeah, so plan at least your cruise out at least a little bit. It makes for a much better experience. This is a personal tip. This is not like, I wouldn't say this is like a tip that was really really nice. This is my personal tip. I say plan out your cruise. I know some people like to go on cruises like the very very last minute, um, and that's great and all. But I feel like when you plan your cruise out, at least over a certain amount of time, it gives you way more enough time to save up for it and spend on it. It gives you enough time to plan it out and plan the locations you're going to and what to see there, what to do there. Um, you know, plan things out with, say, your kids or whoever's coming with you. Do you want to be romantic? You want to plan the whole romantic like cruise for them? And so on and so forth. Plan your cruise out. Thank you for watching the Traveling Shinobi's tips for first-time cruisers. If you have any tips that you would like to give, please put them down below. Put it down below in the comment section. I promise I can talk. But if you liked what you heard and you take some of these tips to heart and you start doing them and they work out for you, well, hit that like, comment, and subscribe. All that stuff like right here. Help the channel out. Thank you very much. We will be going on a cruise next year on this. On a Carnival Celebrity. That one's being paid for in this process right now. So yeah. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, safe travel.